Welcome to Manchester United Daily Updates. Before continuing this video, click the like button and subscribe to the channel. The timing was bad. Manchester United coach who survived Erik ten Hag exodus breaks silence. Man United appointed Andreas Georgson to Erik ten Hag's staff in the summer and he has stayed at the club. Manchester United set-piece coach Andreas Georgson has explained his role at the club after his appointment in the summer. Eric Ramsey was appointed in the summer of 2021 and joined from Chelsea to work one-on-one with individual players and take ownership over training on the side's set plays. Ramsey didn't have specialist previous experience in set pieces and eventually said it was a bit of a false narrative that his role at United involved solely looking after that area. Until the men's article on Ramsey last year, there was a misconception about his day-to-day responsibilities at Carrington and he was wrongly criticised for set pieces, but the young coach left United in the latter stage of last season and Georgson was appointed in the summer. Georgson left his role as manager of Lillestrøm to join United in July. He previously worked as a set-piece coach at Southampton and was brought to St Mary's Stadium by United's technical director Jason Wilcox, who was understood to be behind his appointment again. Erik ten Hag was sacked last month and the majority of his coaches departed after the conclusion of Ruud van Nistelrooy's interim spell, but Georgson was a Wilcox appointment. Georgson has been kept to work with Ruben Amorim and, speaking in an interview with Sky Sport this week, he explained what responsibilities he has as the set-piece coach. "I am responsible for fixed situations, individual development and drive the work with our identity as a team together with the head coach," said Georgson. "The job was perfect, but the timing was bad. My first special competence is set pieces and throw-ins, and that is also what we have prioritized during the first period. That's where I have a unique knowledge bank and a unique method, which has worked in all clubs. Over time, we have also laid the foundations for the individual development program and our identity as a team, and slowly I have also started those processes, which is very fun. Few think it's fun to practice, but everyone knows that a third of goals are scored on set pieces. I have to be clear to the players. Less is more, is often true." Manchester United face visa wait for Ruben Amorim and his staff ahead of first training session. Ruben Amorim began work as Man United head coach on Monday, but the visa for the 39-year-old and the 5 members of staff he brought with him are yet to come through. Manchester United are still waiting on visa approvals for Ruben Amorim and his backroom staff ahead of their first training session at Carrington early next week. The visa process for Amorim and the 5 staff members who have followed him from Sporting could only be finalised once they arrived in the country. United were confident of a swift and efficient conclusion to the process, but 5 days later, the paperwork has yet to come through. Amorim has been able to work this week, attending meetings at Carrington on Monday and Tuesday, and visiting Old Trafford for the first time on Thursday. But without a visa, he is unable to run training sessions or take charge of a match. Coaches Carlos Fernandes, Adilio Candido and Emmanuel Ferro will form part of Amorim's staff, as will goalkeeping coach Jorge Vital and sports scientist Paulo Barrera. United are not expecting any problems with a visa for Amorim or his staff members, but the full makeup of his backroom team will only be confirmed once the visas have been approved. Andreas Georgson and Darren Fletcher have remained on the staff, as has goalkeeping coach Craig Mawson. Georgson was an Ineos-led appointment in the summer, having worked with technical director Jason Wilcox at Southampton, focusing on set pieces, while first-team coach Fletcher is a valuable link between the academy and the senior setup. The visa delay hasn't yet been an issue. With the majority of United's players away on international duty, no training sessions were planned for this week. Those not involved with their countries have been given some time off. Amorim did meet with Lenny Yoro, Luke Shaw, Kobbie Mainoo, Toby Collier, and Mason Mount on Tuesday. Those 5 were at Carrington to continue their rehabilitation from injuries. United's non-internationals are expected to return to Carrington on Monday or Tuesday, with the rest of the squad returning once their commitments with their countries are finished. Amorim's first game in charge is against Ipswich Town on Sunday, November 24th. The press conference to preview that fixture is expected to be Amorim's first media engagement in his new role. In a change in policy, United have decided against unveiling their new head. Man United transfers, Amorim eyes £112 million Premier League duo as his first 2 signings. Man United want to sign Everton's centre-back Jared Branthwaite and Bournemouth left-back Milos Kerkez to boost Ruben Amorim's chances of a successful start to his career at Old Trafford, according to reports. The Red Devils sacked Erik ten Hag at the end of last month after a terrible run of form spelled the end of the road for the former Ajax boss. Man United moved quickly to hire Sporting Lisbon boss Amorim, with the Portuguese coach flying to Manchester on Monday to officially join. Amorim took charge of his final Sporting match on Sunday, with the Portuguese top-flight leaders beating Braga 4-2 to extend their lead at the top of the table to 6 points. And, with Amorim now in Manchester, the Portuguese coach can now get to work on deciding his formation and tactics, meet the players and start forward planning. There have already been lots of rumours about who Amorim could ask Man United to sign in the next couple of transfer windows as he looks for support in the market. Many Sporting players have been linked with following Amorim to Old Trafford, but that is something the new Man United boss has ruled out until at least the summer. And now Football Transfers claim that Man United return to their interest in Everton's centre-back Branthwaite and Bournemouth left-back Gyokeres as they look to improve their squad for Amorim. We understand Ineos are very keen on the youngster, Branthwaite, believing that he can be a key figure at the club as the first-choice left-sided central defender. However, the Toffees see Branthwaite as their most valuable player and maintain an asking price of above €70 million ahead of next year's transfer windows. Furthermore, sources inform us that United are monitoring Milos Kerkez at Bournemouth. Even though Luke Shaw is back fit, there is real concern over his future at Old Trafford given the amount of injuries he's endured. Terrell Malaysia is getting up to speed, too, but he is another whose future at the club is under question. The Cherries are bracing for approaches for several of their players next year, including Ilya Zabany, so it's thought that United will have to act fast for the Hungary international. Former Man United striker Teddy Sheringham has pinpointed what Amorim's first priority has to be in his new role at Old Trafford. Anthony Robinson not for sale in January, with Manchester United and Liverpool set to do battle. Manchester United and Liverpool are hot on the scent of Anthony Robinson, but Fulham are prepared to leave the arch-rivals frustrated by rejecting any January bids for the left-back. Football Insider quote well-connected former scout Mick Brown as calling the 27-year-old a leading candidate for anyone looking to sign a left-back. He confirmed that the American has been watched by top Premier League clubs, and named United and Liverpool among them, but admitted he is unsure whether they will end up making a move. But Fulham, who are 3 points clear of United in 7th place, are tipped to rebuff any January approaches for one of the key men. From what I hear, Fulham won't let him leave in January anyway, Brown said. So if a move happens, it won't be until the end of the season. Robinson has played every minute of every league game so far for Marco Silva's side, picking up 3 assists. While Liverpool look for a long-term successor for Andy Robertson, United are in the precarious position of making it nearly a third of the way through the season without a single minute played by a natural left-back. The Old Trafford side have long-standing issues in the position, with senior figures Luke Shaw and Terrell Malaysia both yet to make an appearance this season due to injury. Both players are notorious for their injury record, and eyebrows were raised when United didn't address the left side of the defence in the summer. Right-backs Diogo Dalot and Noussair Mazraoui have been filling in, with cameo appearances from Lisandro Martinez and even Johnny Evans. The club went so far as to reduce its options over the summer, allowing promising youngster Alvaro Fernandez Carreras to make a move to Benfica after spending a season there on loan. United are already being linked with bringing him back to Old Trafford, and he is thought to be another player of interest to Liverpool thanks to his fine form in Portugal. 17-year-old Harry Amas was promoted to the first-team squad by Erik ten Hag but is yet to feature. Whatever happens with Robinson, it is overwhelmingly likely that new boss Ruben Amorim will insist on wide defensive reinforcements. The Portuguese tactician makes heavy use of wing-backs in his preferred 3-4-3 formation, and will want to have specialists, not stand-ins, filling those key roles. Fenerbahce mull January move for Manchester United linked defender. Jose Mourinho's Fenerbahce are showing interest in signing Manchester United linked Ben Chilwell in the January transfer window. The 27-year-old left-back is not a big part of Chelsea's plans under Enzo Maresca, and he could move on from Stamford Bridge when the transfer window opens in just over 6 weeks' time. In the summer window, Chelsea offered Chilwell to Manchester United, but the Red Devils did not move forward. Turkish outfits Galatasaray, Fenerbahce and Istanbul Başakşehir showed interest, but a deal failed to materialize. Chelsea want to offload Chilwell in the winter, and the left-back is also keen to move. It is suggested that with Luke Shaw and Terrell Malaysia being injured, Manchester United are again looking at Chilwell. However, according to Turkish broadcaster Espor, Fenerbahçe have Chilwell on their wish list for January. Mourinho wants to bring in a replacement for Jadon Oosterwolde, who is out of action due to an injury, and the Manchester United target is on his mind. Now it remains to be seen whether the left-back will be able to get his move out of Stamford Bridge in January. Avram Glazer pushes ahead with £650 million takeover deal as Man United co-owner holds meetings. Manchester United's co-owner Avram Glazer is one of 6 candidates left battling to invest in Lords-based cricket franchise London Spirit. Manchester United co-owner Avram Glazer is reportedly among the 6 remaining candidates vying to invest in Lords-based cricket franchise London Spirit. The English Cricket Board, ECB, is currently in the process of selling 49% stakes in the 800 franchise teams, potentially generating up to £650 million. The remaining 51% of those teams will be given to the counties hosting their matches, although they can opt to sell their remaining stakes if they wish to. Lancer Capital, chaired by Glazer, is believed to be interested in buying the highest valued team, London Spirit, according to reports from The Telegraph. It remains uncertain at this moment in time whether Glazer intends to purchase the entire Spirit team. But he has reportedly held meetings with Surrey about possibly buying a minority stake in Oval Invincibles, another team in the competition. Surrey is said to be determined to retain their 51% stake in the Invincibles. But while Glazer is a strong contender for the Spirit, he faces stiff competition. Chelsea co-owner Todd Boehly is believed to be challenging Glazer for a stake in the 100's most valuable asset. In addition, the owners of IPL franchises Mumbai Indians, Chennai Super Kings and Lucknow Super Giants, as well as Formula One and MotoGP owners Liberty Media, are also in the running for the shares. Now firmly in its second phase, the battle is heating up between the 6 potential investors, including Glazer and Boehly. They are set to continue their meetings this week and into the next. Meanwhile, Glazer's other UK sports investment, Manchester United, recently announced Ruben Amorim as their new head coach. Former Sporting CP manager Amorim will step in as the successor to recently sacked boss Erik ten Hag. Ineos, owned by British billionaire Sir Jim Ratcliffe, now heads United's football operations. However, the Glazer family, who have owned the club since 2005, remain in overall charge. Ratcliffe's involvement comes after he bought a 25% stake in the Old Trafford club for £1.25 billion at the back end of 2023, on the condition that petrochemicals company Ineos would be handed sporting control. Manchester United ready to offer player and cash swap in order to secure Viktor Gyokeres' deal. Manchester United have welcomed Ruben Amorim at Old Trafford, and his arrival could be the fire that is needed to ignite the reported transfer. Manchester United are said to be considering a player plus cash swap deal in order to secure the signing of Viktor Gyokeres. The Red Devils welcomed new head coach Ruben Amorim to the club earlier this week. With the continued talk, the 39-year-old can convince Gyokeres, ranked at No. 7 in 442's list of the best strikers in the world right now, to swap Portugal for England in the summer. It is thought any deal would take a huge sum given the goal-scoring exploits seen by the Sweden international already this summer, with the perfect leverage already being offered up by Manchester United. According to transfer guru Fabrizio Romano, as relayed by Court Offside, the Red Devils are willing to offer Joshua Zirkzee plus a further cash sum in order to help sweeten the deal for Gyokeres in 2025. Gyokeres is under contract at Sporting until 2028, and Championship side Coventry City also has a 10% sell-on fee from any profit above the price they earn from his sale. Arsenal are also mentioned in the report as being an interested party, with it well known that Mikel Arteta would like to bring a new striker to the Emirates in order to help provide competition for Gabriel Jesus and Kai Havertz. Manchester United does still appear as the most likely destination for Gyokeres, especially given La Liga giants Barcelona also ruled themselves out of the race this week, following comments from their sporting director Deco. Sporting president Federico Varandas has also cleared up rumours the talented 26-year-old will leave in January, noting that if the correct fee arrives, there is nothing he can do. "I can't promise anything. If a club arrives and pays the release clause if he wants to go, he will go. But I do not think this will happen in January," he added. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.